Fractions word problems relies a lot on understanding what ratios are. So make sure you've done ratios activities in videos first. But the fractions word problems are all based around ratios. Okay? Because a fraction is a ratio. Fractions and ratios are the same sort of thing. Lee scored 8 goals out of his 28 attempts. What fraction was successful? Well, if he or she scored 8 out of 28 as a fraction or as a ratio, that's 8 out of 28. And that's how you'd write it. 8, this line in fractions means out of or out of every 28. And it says to simplify the answer, you need to know about simplifying fractions, which is where you divide both numbers by a common times table. In this case, we can divide them both by 2 to turn that into 4 and 14. And then we can divide them both by 2 again to turn that into 2 and 7. And there is no times table now that we can simplify that by any further. So look at another one. In a class of 3/5 of the students have blue eyes. So this is a ratio. This is why I need to understand what ratios are. 3 to 5 have blue eyes. Means for every 5 kids, 3 of them have blue eyes. If 9 students have blue eyes, how many students in the class in total? So if this was 3 to 5, we need to work out what the equivalent ratio, the equivalent fraction would be if it was 9 over something. Well, if it was 3 over 5, to turn the 3 into a 9, we have to multiply by 3 times 3 to get up to 9. Okay? If we times the numerator by 3 to get to the 9 blue students, we have to times the denominator by 3 as well. Whatever we multiply the numerator by, we have to multiply the denominator by the same thing. It's the equivalent fraction. Okay? So 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 3 is 15. So the equivalent fraction is 9/15. If 9 students have blue eyes, 15 students are in the whole class. And that's an equivalent fraction of the ratio it gives you at the start. One more. Jeremy eats 3 slices of a pizza that is cut into 15 slices. What fraction did he eat? Well, he ate 3 pieces of a pizza and it was cut into 15. Remember, a fraction is how many you have, or how many, in this case, you eat, out of how many there were. And we need to simplify. Is there a times table that we can divide 3 and 15 by? The 3 times table. 1 3 is 3, and 5 3s are 15. 1/5 is the simple fraction.